Here's Johnny.
Look, as long as you understand that I'm not getting involved, it's okay. We're going to have to make this crowd pass through a wine detector or something. What's going on tonight? How are you, Tom?
Very well.
How you feel?
Pretty good.
You're looking good. New suit?
No, well, relatively new, yes.
Any more than 2 questions in a row is tough. I love Tommy. I really do, and he's a good sport because I kid him a lot, but he's not a high-profile guy. Tommy has a terrible problem. Every time he lies down to take a nap, he wakes up, there's a tag on his toe. Hey, did you read? We finally had some people, and 3 Americans from New Mexico were the first people ever to sail across the Atlantic in a balloon. I think that's sensational. First, never been done before. They landed in Paris. Did they land in Paris, did they not, or close to Paris?
Outside.
Outside of Paris. That's sensational. That's the first time that breaks the previous record, which was held by the White House staff, who tried it without a balloon. And they were shot down outside of Washington. No, I think the 3 gentlemen were all from the state of New Mexico, and next year they have a more dangerous stunt they're going to attempt. They're going to try to cross Sunset Boulevard in a Pinto. I'm talking danger. Well, we got a strike coming up here in Los Angeles. Nobody seems to be too upset about it. It's a supermarket strike. I guess some of the smaller stores are open, but all the clerks and people who work in supermarkets are going to go on strike. And the clerks turned down the owner's latest offer, and they've set up lines of 6 pickets or less. I thought a long time about that one, folks. I wasn't sure. No, one of the tickets or less, I don't know. Well, one of the things they're unhappy about, they claim, the people who work in the supermarkets, they're in danger of losing some of their God-given rights, such as fixing shopping carts so one wheel goes in one direction and one goes in the other. That they don't like. The right to stamp meat so that the ink runs into your cutlet and turns it blue. I understand over at Alpha Beta this morning, a goon punched out a little old lady and told her to tell that to a friend. So, anyway, I have a late report from the newsroom. Just took off the teletype, yeah. Carol Rosenblum was just traded to Oakland for Charles Finley and a dictator to be named later. Hello, Carol. I don't know what's going on with the Rams. First, the Los Angeles Rams fired the coach they had for a day and a half. George Allen, who's a good man. He's a good coach. And did you see in the paper today? They fired the coach of their new cheerleading squad. That's true. The Embraceable U's. That's their name, folks. I'm sorry, but that's it. And he was fired, and the girls are disgruntled. They want to be traded to the Desert Inn. Oh, boo yourself. You got a better joke? Come down here and do it. No, don't. Don't do that. Half the crowd will be down here. There's a newspaper strike in New York, as you know. Obviously, some non-readers here. Miss New York, hey, Harry! All of the 3 major papers down there are closed down, and people are desperate. You know, when you get in the habit of having papers every day, they're desperate for anything to read. A man was seen going to the men's room with a matchbook cover. And the winos in New York, I feel sorry for them. They're freezing to death because they're trying to cover themselves up with copies of People magazine. Well, anyway, if those people back in New York City watching the show tonight, and you missed the gossip columns, I'll try to fill you in on what's happening back there. The owner of Studio 54, I think it's a fellow by the name of Steve Rebell, just opened a new discotheque, which is so exclusive, nobody is allowed in. It's called Empties. And when they asked Steve how business was, he says, I don't know, I can't get in. It's a very exclusive thing. Well, let's go back to Washington and see what's happening with the president. Mr. Carter, he was busy yesterday. He paid a visit to the CIA, Central Intelligence Agency, to boost morale. And apparently our secret agents must have liked Carter's pep talk, because after the speech, they cheered, threw their faces in the air. Wear disguises down there. And today, William Proxmire gave his what he calls the Golden Fleece Award, which he's been doing about every month. And he awards that to the biggest waste of taxpayers' money. And it's kind of interesting. And the one he came out with today, the government spent, or there was a grant for $5,000. Now get this. To exercise pregnant pigs on treadmills to keep them from getting bored. I am not making that up. That's worth five big ones. That's about as insane thing I've ever heard. Any farmer knows, you know, you don't have to put them on a treadmill. You take them to a movie. Take them to a slop in the box. Something like that for the night. Here in California on the political scene, we're going to have a governor's race coming up soon between Governor Jerry Brown and Attorney General Evel Younger. And they have just agreed to rules for a television debate. And Evel Younger admits he is not a dynamic speaker. He's rather dull. What Younger wants to do, he wants to use captions and a bouncing ball. You don't remember those movies, huh? All right, now here's the mind-blowing item of the day. I know you're going to be thrilled with this. There is now evidence, according to Consumers Report. They've tried it with laboratory animals. And what do you think now is the latest, according to them, possible cancer-causing product? Peanut butter. Peanut butter. Is there nothing left? Good old peanut butter is now on the list. I have a suggestion where you can counteract this. The next time you have a craving, you fix yourself a peanut butter and Laetril sandwich. Nothing's left. According to the study, if you eat too much peanut butter, you will stick to the roof of your tomb. What the hell to eat anymore, do you? I'm thinking of hiring a white mouse as a food taster. Don't you feel sorry for those poor white mice the past few years? They have been having some problems. They're getting cancer from the peanut butter, and then they get softening of the brain from the Diet Cola they wash it down with. We're living in strange times. There was an item today, it's sad in a way, but understandable. A lady by the name of Lillian Kopp became the first human being to be laid to rest in a pet cemetery. No, let me explain. True. I can understand that. No, let me explain. She wanted to be next to her dog. Had a German Shepherd by the name of Rinty that died a couple of years ago. I'm just giving you the news, folks. You seem to find death laughable. I find it very touching. And anyway, Mrs. Kopp was laid to rest next to Rinty. And apparently Renty had a secret lover because every year on the anniversary of his birthday, the famed Beagle in Black shows up and lays a single Gainsburger on his grave. You're a weird crowd tonight, folks. Did you see a picture in the paper? Charo got married. Yes. Charo got married to a fellow named Kajel Renter or something, or Reston, like that. Nice-looking fellow, and for her wedding outfit, Charo wore something old. She strapped Xavier Cugat to her back. And she... She I love cruel humor. She promised to love, honor, and coochie coochie. I don't know. Anyway, we have tonight. We got a good show. Pull yourself together, kid. We have a most talented gentleman, director, producer, and author, Mr. Elia Kazan is with us tonight. Lovely actress Bess Armstrong, Bobby Kelton, funny young comedian, Kelly Patterson, great singer, and an interesting lady you'll meet in a moment. By her name is Ardath Evitt, and she is a grandmother and the oldest, I think, person, or certainly female, to make a parachute jump. She's in her 70s, so you're going to meet her. Thank you for coming. We'll be back with you. We'll be right back.